What's good, YouTube? We got a few things to talk about, Titans related. We're going to talk about NFL stuff. We got trade rumors. There has been a trade that went down involving Everson Griffin. There was a pickup in our conference by the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to get right into all of that after my intro.
I run through the pack like I'm Derrick Henry. Nigga want you like Ben Simmons. I catch a play, got the stick with me. I'm in that late.
All right, so we're going to get right into it. We're going to start with Everson Griffin with the trade to those Motor City Kitties. All right, so there was rumors around and, people asking, like, should the Titans go after a pass rusher since our pass rush has been non-existent to this point? We can all agree on that. But I didn't really think Everson Griffin was the way to go. If that was the case, we should have kept Kamala Correa. Just wasn't nothing there to trade for. So yeah, just talk about a little bit of Everson Griffin just to, go ahead and get him out the way. So he was traded to the Lions, those Motor City Kitties. And on a year, he's had 20 tackles, 10 assist tackles, but he has 2.5 sacks, which is crazy because Clowney, Beasley, and Harold Landry combined have 1.5 sacks. Okay, yeah, so think about that. But it's all right, though. We're going to get right into our second part of this. And we're going to talk about the Stephon Gilmore trade. Now this thing is picking up some steam. And I really don't want to say that it's going to happen just yet. But the writing is on the wall. You think about the New England Patriots. They're having some issues. Cam being my favorite player. He's not playing particularly well in the last couple of games. But I do think he's going to turn around, have some better games going forward. But could they blow up this team? Maybe. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, it's Bill Belichick-like. And if Stephon Gilmore was to leave, it only makes sense to bring him to the Titans where he'll be with some familiarity. Vrabel being a Belichick guy, player. It would make a lot of sense. We need a corner. But this is the thing, right? You bring him over. He's making $13 million this year. Okay, we will have some money freed up off the books. I'm pretty sure Malcolm Butler is not going to be returning. We get that money off the books. We don't know what's going to go down with Corey Davis. So I'm really all in on it. There was also will we take Chris Dunlap, who ended up getting traded to the Seahawks? What he go for? He went for offensive lineman BJ Finley and a 7th rounder, which is what we were thinking. We were gonna have to give up a 6th rounder because we have multiple 6th rounders, which we got one back from the Kamala Correa trade. So it would make sense. But I think our bigger need is at corner. We would not be able to afford both Chris Dunlap and Stephon Gilmore. But we do have. But it's like, what are we going to give up, right? Will we give up a 2nd rounder for Stephon Gilmore? I got to be honest. I'm not there on the 2nd rounder only because the 2nd round has been good to us, especially in the John Robinson era. I mean, we've got some good players out of the 2nd round. Christian Fulton was a 2nd rounder. You got a few more guys in that 2nd round that has been big for us. In the 2nd round is, I would see a third and a 6th. And I wouldn't mind giving up those two. I mean, especially to make a Super Bowl run. But a 2nd rounder is just, I don't know, that might be a little too much right now, but who knows? Bill Belichick might pull in some favors like he did for the Jimmy Garoppolo trade. So you never know. But yeah, and I believe he wants a little bit more money out of New England, and you already know New England's not going to do that. So it could come down to where there is going to be a trade, but I wouldn't just leave us the only options out there. Also have Baltimore, Arizona, and Kansas City. Now, the money could be kind of iffy on some of those teams, but those are teams that are competing, and they would probably sacrifice to bring in a Stephon Gilmore. So I would not be surprised if he does go somewhere besides the Titans. I mean, look what Antonio Brown. He's going to the Seahawks. I thought he was going to the Seahawks, and then he goes to the Bucks. After the Bucks, Coach Bruce Arians came out and said that he wasn't interested in bringing in Antonio Brown for locker room reasons, personality, and character reasons. So you really can't put nothing past that. Yeah, and there was also the quote that came out. I think his name is Albert Breer. He works at CBS Sports and said the Patriots have absolutely been in conversations with teams about dealing Stephon Gilmore. So this is not something that is just He's in Boston, so this is not just something that's just coming out. Like, this is real talk. And also, I want to talk about another corner who I could see us actually going for. I wouldn't say giving up second round again, but if the price is right, bring him in. And I want to talk about a Miami Dolphins X-Man, Xavien Howard, who was just deemed the highest paid corner like not that long ago. And also, like, teams are picking up the phone. And I was watching a Dolphins YouTuber, I think it is the Fins something, but I was watching him and he said, what did he say? They're taking calls. They're not slamming down the phone, but they're not saying they're going to deal them, but they're taking calls. They're listening. What do you got to offer? But like I said, I don't think we have enough to go after Xavien Howard. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And surprisingly, this Dolphins YouTuber, when he mentioned teams that could go after him, Tennessee was the first one, because everybody knows we are weak at corner, and we're not going to make it to the AFC Championship again with this team, with those corners, with this defense. Our offense, yeah, but their defense, that's not going to happen. All right, so yeah, and we're going to talk about the Ravens signing Dez Bryant to the practice squad in our conference. To be honest, I think we can beat Ravens. I don't think the Ravens are better than the Steelers, and we gave the Steelers our best shot, which if you look at by the time that times come back around, we're going to have Adoree Jackson, and I feel a little bit better going into that game. So, yeah, Dez Bryant signed to the practice squad by the Ravens. He actually put out these tweets. He had a lot of other athletes and people come out to show their support, coaches. DeMarcus Cousins gave and it just feels real good to, because we already know Dez Bryant was struggling. He tried to come back to the Saints, ended up when he had like I think it was an Achilles injury, right, or a sprained knee. I mean, not a sprained knee, something with his ankles and something with his foot, and it really derailed him. I know he probably got down on himself about that. So, and I don't really expect Dez Bryant to come in and just like change the game. But I could see him being a red zone threat. He is a bigger receiver. And if you just think about, like, the Titans especially, like, we have itty-bitty corners. Like, I'm the same height as some of the corners that we have. So, having somebody tall that can just go up and get a 50-50 ball, I'm pretty sure that's why they brought him in, because he's not going to burn past nobody. So, all right, and just in the video on this, we're going to talk about some rankings. We did fall in the rankings, no surprise there, but come on, we lost to the only undefeated team. Like, if you just take us from when Ryan Tannehill got his first start to where we are now, we really only lose to the best, right? We made it all the way to the AFC Championship and lost to the team that won the Super Bowl. And then you took it this year, we were undefeated until we run into the team that was also undefeated, and now they're still undefeated. So if they beat Baltimore, like that, I don't care. We're the second best team in the NFL. I feel like that we were last year, and I feel like that now. I'm not gonna put us past the Steelers because the Steelers won. But do I think we're better than the Chiefs? Yeah. Do I think we're better than the Bucs? Yeah. Call me delusional. I don't care. We're still the best. We're the second best team in the NFL. Point blank. Period. That's how I feel until you guys teams beat us. This is what it is. So yeah. So the Steelers ranked number 1. No surprise there. The Chiefs are at number 2. They rose up 1. Ravens, number 3. They also rose up 1. You have the Seahawks at 4. They've dropped 2. You have the Buccaneers at 5. They've upped 2. Then you have the Packers. They went up 2, which I don't know why they're better than us, but okay. And then you have the Titans coming in at 7. And we have dropped 2 spots after being number 5. So this is CBS Sports ranking. Like I said, I don't really think the Packers, like, okay, you can give us Bucs, Seahawks, okay, but the Packers, I don't know. But it is what it is. I mean, some have us at 6 in power rankings. Colin Cowherd had us at 5. Stephen A. Smith doesn't even have us in the top 5, which is ridiculous because we were just number 1 before we played the Steelers, and now we've dropped out of his top 5. Okay. I've even seen us as high as 3 behind the Steelers in Kansas City. So, everybody has mixed emotions on us, but we're definitely in the discussion. Nobody is counting us all the way out. We're definitely top 7, if anything. I haven't seen us less than 7. And if anybody has us less than 7, they're delusional. They're delusional. We have MVP caliber players on our team. It's just our defense, our secondary, and our pass rush is just not, and maybe special teams, but special teams is even better. But our defense is not holding up right now, man. All right, man. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna leave with a few seconds just talking about rushing leaders. You know, just to let you guys know, Derrick Henry's still number one. So Derrick Henry is leading with 663 yards. It's amazing. Edwards-Helaire with 551, Kenyon Drake with 512, Ronald Jones with 506, and Dalvin Cook with 489. So, yeah, you know, we're still doing good. And also another thing I just want to point out there, I was big on, I thought Bill Belichick was tanking for Trevor, but now that I look at it, I don't really think that's the case. I don't think that Bill Belichick is going to sacrifice a winning for Trevor, because it's not like Trevor off rip is just going to lead his team to a Super Bowl. Belichick doesn't build players; he builds teams. So with that being said, like I said, I don't, you know, not one man is just going to run the show there. So, but anyway, without that further ado, this has been your boy Run Left. Please like the video if you like the video. Subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. Leave a comment. I would love to respond to the comment. All right, have a good one.